Good morning, everyone. It's been a long couple days. I had the kids home. Definitely was being tested on my impatience on the road. I had to go to the airport twice yesterday, and I have to go back again today. Yesterday it was in rush hour traffic, and then today again I have to go in the middle of rush hour traffic to the airport and back. So definitely you're being tested on your patience, on being loving to yourself as well to others, and forgiving yourself. I also noticed when we were at the beach and we had mac and mango pizza, which is mango and mango now, where normally like my son is like crazy about mac and mango pizza, but for me it was always good. It just wasn't crazy about it. I had a piece of that pizza with my daughter on the boardwalk, and oh my God, it tasted so good. Like there have been definitely upgrades to our tastes and senses and things like that. She agreed as well. Also, Taft and 44 came up. I'm not sure why. So if that resonates with you for some reason, let me know. And and also remembering to have faith about your kids and connections, and being forced to do anything they don't want to do or you don't want them to do. Whatever they're vibrating at will reflect the energies they pull in, just like yourself. And definitely experience some really positive energies with my son, possibly connecting with an energy that will not force him to do what he doesn't want to do. So there's really positive energies going on, kind of crazy upgrades as well. I have 2 messages of the day. I have a union read and a twin flame read for you. And I also did a short video. I just left my iPad out in the sun, taking a short video of the sun. And boy, did I got a ton of orbs going through that when I reviewed it. So I'm going to show you some of those, and we're going to get right into this. All right. So I didn't put my bowls out, so I'm just going to use one bowl. Put these out. Okay. So we're just going to do the little bowl today, which is supposed to be C. I don't know how in tune it is, but let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. Sending lots of white light to you guys. Lots of blessings. Hoping you're all doing well. And thank you all for joining me. I'm going to show you the pictures first, and then we'll get right into the reads with the dice as well. So this is the union read for today, the 4D, the 5D, and the 6D, Divine Feminine on the left, Masculine on the right, the bridge between them in the center, underlying energy and closing energy. This is the Syrian Starseed deck for those of you not familiar. And then here is the read in front of you. It is a 7-deck read. Okay, there's a lot of energy there, so if a message comes up that doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit, as it is for all the twin flames. And if you want something more specific, you can check out my information below or on my website, twinflames3344.com. Here's the first message of the day, which I did last night, and then this is the message of the day from this morning, I think. Yep, this is I can't remember from this morning. And here are just well, I'm going to show you on my the direct picture, because I'd taken a couple pictures of my iPad, but the quality isn't as good. So I'm going to show you right on my iPad. Hopefully you can see them. There might be some glare, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so there is very obvious right in the beginning of the, I'm going to turn the light off so there's no glare there. All right, so you see the orb right there. All right, that was early on in the video. And then you're just seeing a bird flying through here you see two birds with, this thing was moving all around. This was when the iPad was stationary, and this was moving all around the picture, in and out. So it was out for a while and then it came back, and I wasn't moving the camera at all. Okay, and there's another, you see this one over here, but you also see this here. Let me see if I can clarify a little bit more. Okay, so here and here. And then we have, again, there's a close-up of that with the orb around the sun, which is here. Can you see it? Oh, sorry about that. Not showing it to you. So there. And then we have, again, it on the other side of the sun. If you can see the orb right there, over here, and then that same piece that keeps moving around. And look at that. This was not an airplane. This was that orb. It came over here and went into this right here. There you see a reflection. I don't know if this is a moth or a butterfly. It could be, but it was a really cool reflection. It could be just the light. And then here's that same one moving around, reflecting this, which just popped in there. Then we had this streak going out from the sun. I don't know if you can see that dark streak. It was pretty dark. It doesn't show up that well on here. And again, here's the orb on that side of the sun. I have pictures of it going all the way around the different sides of the sun. There you have a close-up of the orb. All right, and there's just a moth or something going across. And there's, again, a blob next to the sun. There's a close-up of it. And then there's, again, the orb right next to the sun over there in a different place. There it is in another place. All right, so you see it moving all around the sun. So pretty cool energy. At one point, I literally saw the orb moving closer to the sun from right to left. And then all of a sudden it turned around and went the other way. And I'm going to post the video of this, but you're not going to pick it up unless you go scroll through it slowly. So I'm going to try to cut all of the pictures I took into the post picture, so you can see all the snaps I got. And I'm going to try to post the times on the video that I took each one, so you can look at them yourself. So it's really cool. Okay. So, was there any other messages I wanted to bring up before I start? Let's go ahead and roll the die. For the twin flames, we have number 4, which is safety and security issues, stabilities. It's manifestation on a survival level. We have the Aquarius symbol here, and then we also have Mars. Okay, so Mars is very aggressive, along with Aquarius, which is associated with Uranus, as sudden events, and also detachment. And then the number 4 of stability, which is kind of a contradiction and yet not. The 4 can also be Emperor of Aries. So again, we have Mars, very aggressive energy, like Aries and Scorpio, and then Aquarius. All right, so let's see where that goes. And definitely was getting a lot of fire energy coming up and being tested. You're being tested in order to receive your new upgrades. So make sure you're staying very loving, but that includes loving yourself. Like, don't let somebody walk all over you or be rude to you without being rude to them back. Being impatient in traffic. I definitely was, but I wasn't bad. I just definitely was feeling myself still getting impatient in traffic, you know, which that's probably where my worst is, in traffic. So you might want to feel into that energy. All right, so the first message of the day. First message of the day, I did last night at 8:01. The underlying energy was the cross. The first card out was the whip, and then the fox, and then the breakthrough of the sun through the clouds. So burdens, religion, and crosses to bear, with impatience, perhaps tailing on the road, whipping your horse, telling the cabbie to step on it. All these may be situations that are specifically coming up for you, or feeling like someone is following you, who is cracking the whip on you. But then when you look back, it's only a broom and a pan, or a rod and a staff, or your own loss of temper and a breakthrough about that. And there were all these sirens going on here at 8:07 to 8:08, which is tomorrow and the next day. Loving lady thinking about the past and overground yard, perhaps, anchoring down or held down by innocence, seeing clean water with mama bear's assistance, perhaps with a home, and each community with its secrets, as well as public information and records about toxins and growths. As I'm losing my voice, because there may be truth in the records that you don't even know about that is toxic, and yet it's right there in the records and no one's looking at it, or they're lying in their records, or trying to hide them so that the public won't realize how toxic their water is. So definitely toxic water, and know that about your community. Does your community have fluoride in the water? And why? Because most of our communities still have fluoride in our water, and there's no way it should be in our water. There's many communities who have withdrawn from fluoride, but the major cities have not followed that. So, and it is a toxin. So about toxins and growth, the loving lady taking a gamble to travel, move, or be ungrounded in the face of anchoring a pup or child in a nest where they can grow and commit and clean their emotions, and with clean water, the mama bear gift of a house, a home, or stability to a child, as a child takes a close look at communities and health codes, or a tale of two cities, and choosing to open sealed records, perhaps of an illness or illnesses and deaths, a doctor's report or an autopsy. Yeah, and I actually posted some fluoride reports on my Facebook and on my Twitter as well. So people oblivious to toxins in their community, which is serving them like fluoride. Fluoride is a poison to the body and toxic byproduct of the phosphate fertilizer industry, all right? So there may be some that's natural in the water, but the stuff that isn't natural that they add to the water is this. It's a product of the fertilizer industry. It is toxic. So right after that, it was funny because my son called because he's trapped on the road, and that was at 9:09. And then I looked up at the clock and it was 9:18, which is my birthday, which keeps coming up over and over and over. So it's coming into alignment with yourself. So going back to the read, flying over the mountains and riding the rainbow with good luck and stardom at the institution, exposing all, not requiring V's and timelines up in the air, crossing bridges to healthier water with a choice of where to live and going with the flow. The angry man or the power man, by results or tests and wise counsel gone south. And that's funny because I'm doing some legal work, and the lawyer is leaving the law firm. She's leaving, I think, just practicing law for good. So I wonder if something came up for her. I'll have to ask her about that. But angry man by tests or results and wise counsel gone south, and taking a gamble to follow their true north. The mountains or the maze of the mountains on the journey to cut what no longer serves, the loving man with good fortune and annoying details to get through to connect with dream commitment, who are romancing you in public, perhaps for a job or a relationship, or the power lady who already crossed bridges with secret knowledge and abundant flow with the key or the codes to freedom and release and spiritual maturity and peace with the power man, from burdens to the burden-free zone. And that was at 9:30, which is the Hermit and the Union of the Four of Wands. So the second message of the day was at 11:44 this morning. And the underlying energy was, and of course I didn't write it down. All right, so the underlying energy was the mice, and they're getting into everything, right? And then the first card out was the rider, and then the loving lady and the fish, which is abundance. So after the little critters wrecked the place, which is funny because my daughter had her friends over, so there's 3 of them. You know, and of course my daughter comes home and wrecks the room and then twirls back out, you know, like the Tasmanian devil. So after the little critters wrecked the place and went for a ride to loving lady of abundant flow, or traveling Pisces perhaps, thinking about home, house, and spiritual connection with loving man. In the sun with community gift at the new moon, which is on 8/8. For me, it's in the morning, I believe. I can't remember exactly when it is, but it's definitely in the morning. Oh, guys, too, I was thinking about doing a meditation, not along all the 11:11 lines and 2:22 lines, but just something in the morning that maybe it's 11:44 on my clock now. How did that work? You guys, this is so weird. I wrote 11:44 for the message of the day, but it's 11:44 now. How crazy is that? All right, so yeah, I don't know how that worked out. Did I say what time I started the read? Yeah, no, I think it was 11:29. But I don't know why I wrote 11:44. Maybe it was 10:44, but I swear I remember looking at 11:44. That is so weird. Yeah, wait, where did I write this? Oh, I'm sorry, because it was last night. I thought I did it today. This was last night at 11:44. See, my brain, I can't remember if I did it this morning or not. I was just looking at the clock at 11:44, and I was telling you it's the message of the day from 11:44 last night. That's why. Okay. But it's still really cool, because it just matched. All right, so the underlying energy I told you about. So in the sun with a community gift at the new moon, Lionsgate, cracking codes with the power lady, looking out to see what's going on, cutting the crap for dreams to come true, cracking the whip on the fox, who's spiritually looking back at the sting before going public, or the loving man going public, about the sun coming out tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. In a breakthrough of the snake and the venom, and the talk about town, and the gift of clean water and wells, and the wise old owls dancing at 8-8 Lionsgate. You know, the twins dancing between their masculine and feminine, both side by side. And again, the Lionsgate is open from the 28th to the 12th. As innocents unable to decipher information, asking for the power woman of the family tree to take the lead, dumping emotional attachments and anchoring down with a cross to bear of dream house or a union dream, two as one, and opening a door, impatient to cross twin bridges with fox, wondering where the rider went, who was always chasing them. On the other side, with direction towards a breakthrough, with community and power in numbers, the establishment institution with restrictions and mountains to climb to get past, toxins and a need for clean water, and a gift of shadow work and a commitment to that, to unravel the layers of wandering aimlessly through the amazing grace. Traveling great distances to get to the other side may not be what you thought, right? What it seemed to be on the face, right? The mask that we all wear may not have been what you thought. Risky letter or document and taking a closer look at the small print. In a choice with the power man, burning bridges with the fox to partner in love, two as one, or publicly ditching a partner, or this could be a Sagittarius here, in a breakthrough to get the Sagittarius, right, isn't the south nodes, which is, you know, releasing Sagittarius energies. So someone might be ditching a partner, which could be a Sagittarius, in a breakthrough to get to the nest with the storks as opposed to the Paramahamsa, or just a partner that you were already with, for deliverance of the golden egg. As the Y in the road, but I was also getting the number 4 of the Emperor and manifestation of survival, with the key to freedom and committed to time with a child. Committed to time with a child, or helping the child, or healing the child, to navigate with good fortune and the mama bear, perhaps pushing things along, coming out of the cold water onto the land. So the feminine is always associated with the ocean, the masculine with the land. So here's the feminine coming out of the water onto the land as the mama bear, and her children, their energy pulling her out of the water to come onto the land. So now we're going to go into the union read. I'd gone through back through some of my technical drawings. I didn't realize how many I'd made. And I really should publish those technical drawings together. I'd have to write a paragraph at least with each one, because they're not necessarily easy to decipher and understand the point. So we'll see if I can get the energy to do that. The union read was done at 6 Wait a minute. So today's the 6th, right? The union. This is the twin flame read. All right, so the union read was done actually late on the 4th at 6:32. I did it into yesterday, where I did the twin flame read yesterday. So the 6:32 is the lovers and the 32 of the journey, the 6 of Wands, the 40, 5D, 60 union. And the energy was the underlying energy of the Page of Pentacles, the central energy of the 4 of Wands, which is also the union energy, and the final card was the 8 of Swords. So curious about their abilities, at home or in union, hiding by the creek. As the incoming divine feminine, that can also be playing hide and seek. The incoming divine feminine with the 3 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Chariot, the Page of Pentacles present to the flame, or received a gift, or receiving their gifts, as the Queen of Pentacles is doing a lot of driving, traveling, ascending, or movement here, using their senses, the mother and child being a gift to each other. The 4D here is the lovers, the wheel, and reflection. The divine feminine lovers crowning the rainbow in a puff of smoke. The divine masculine reflecting with light out back or by the stone wall. And that could be stonewalling as well. Bridging lovers' reflection, or the hermit, or Gemini and Virgo with destiny and divine timing and acts of war. Atom and the 3-ring circus with planes of existence. The 5D here is the 7 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. The divine feminine synchronicities circling up with no going back. The divine masculine walking away to where the land meets the sea. Leaving things perfectly aligned. Bridging with the 4 of Wands home, union, or castle that's very welcoming when the sun is setting behind it, 11:11. The divine feminine spiraling up the stairs as the divine masculine's aligned across, so the feminine spiraling up, the divine masculine aligning across, and that can be across to bear as well, the divine feminine above the home, and the divine masculine walking away from home. The 6D here is the 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. The divine feminine in the divine masculine's heart in the Batcave. The divine masculine getting his wish, self-satisfied, with tie service for 9 and 6 rays upon them. Bridging with the 8 of Wands in energetic exchange, the arrows of love, in color our world at 0 point, present in the moment. As Mr. Bill says, oh no! And that was funny too, as Mr. Bill came up, because I was listening to Simon Parks talking to the sheriff in Arizona about Bill Clinton. So there's the Mr. Bill, okay? Oh no! So the divine feminine is lightening up in spiral formation, 2 by 2, with gifts every step of the way to the divine masculine's heart and the crystal Batcave, as my son came home, reflecting the divine masculine. The divine masculine reflecting on leaving to create self-love, and Crete kept coming up, or high vibe celebration inside marble or stone mausoleum. The bridge here being the 4D destiny and the 5D union in the 6D energetic exchange, which is often that sexual exchange between the masculine and feminine, or just that love-based exchange. The outgoing divine masculine is the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups, as the Queen of Cups, the King of Wands shaman, and the Page of Cups with an open heart, the Page of Cups anyway, and the Queen of Cups in the lap of luxury, as the King of Wands is by the stone wall in this, and the 70s vibe, and a big message of love, man, down by the riverside. And then Asheville was coming up yesterday, or Creek and Crete. So again, Asheville and the creek, like a water creek, but also Crete in Greece was coming up, and surprise waiting, or the Page of Cups to fly or make a splash. The divine feminine had Cancer and Gemini on her side, along with the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, and the divine masculine's heart, the 4 of Pentacles. The divine masculine had Virgo on his side with Queen of Cups, King of Wands, and Page of Cups, which can be a mother and child, or a father and 2 children, or the King of Swords is totally separate from the Queen of Cups and Page of Cups. And then between them is Libra in union in energetic exchange, which Libra can just represent the balance as well of the dance. The overall number for this read was 51, which is the King of Swords. The horizontal pillars came out to 29, 19, and 3, which is the Three of Wands, the Sun, and the Empress. The vertical pillars came out to 3, 11, 12, 17, and 8, which is the Empress, Justice, the Hanging Man, the Star, and the Strength card, or the Dance. So the messages around the King of Swords were coming up as the present or gift, or your gifts. So the present, or being present, to the gift of sunshine and abundance, or exposing the Empress and the King of Swords. Also the Empress and Justice, or Empress of Divorce, hanging out with dreams of dancing with the King of Swords, or Taurus and Libra hanging out with Aquarius and Leo and the King of Swords perhaps, or Aquarian egotistical King of Swords. So the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles are waiting for the ship or car to come in. The Queen of Cups, King of Wands, and Page of Cups are hiding by the creek, or perhaps in Crete, or the King of Wands, shaman, is between the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, and the Divine Masculine hiding by the creek. So since Crete was coming up, I looked up to see if there was anything specific, but as most cities, it just is reporting how many cases are coming up, and that a number of the ministers have urged the Prime Minister there to delay any expansion of the so-called red list until September to protect family holidays. Yeah, and then someone had sent me, because she knew someone who had received an exemption at work, so she had sent me some of the information around that, regarding the mRNA ingredients, and it could be anything, you know, with religious exemption has to do with things that are associated with the devil and that religion, like so anything with Luciferians may be considered an exemption, or anything using fetal cells, because by the way, they use fetal cells to make vaccines. They say they don't use any live ones anymore, since they did use aborted fetus cells back in the beginning, but then they were able to replicate them afterwards, so they don't use them anymore, which is what they're saying. And it's actually posted on CHOP's website. You can look that up, or you can ask me, I can send you the picture of that. But those are some of the energies coming up. Yeah, some tornado warnings that came up. Chicago or Crete. And again, Crete doesn't have to be Greece. It can be, there's different states that have Cretes in them as well. But also an article, it wasn't a current article, I think it was back in 9/19/19, Dr. Ulrich Plapfer, who died that month, and they found lots of fetal remains on his property, stored in cardboard boxes, medically preserved from 2000 to 2002 when he was practicing abortions, but they were stored at his home on unincorporated Crete Township property. Dr. Ulrich Klapfer, who died this month, and this was back in 19, of natural causes. So again, they were just wondering why they kept him at home. I just wonder if it was so that, I don't know. I'm not going to try to guess what that was. But let's see. But Chicago and Crete, I think they're right across Indiana and Chicago. I think he worked in one state and actually had his home in the other state. So now we have the twin flame read, which was cut and dealt at 7:46 last night. Or excuse me, the night before, because I did that read yesterday. Syrian Starseed deck was cut and at 7:46, which is the Chariot and the Children in the Garden hugging each other. And then I completed the read at 8:47, which is Strength, and then the 47 of the Seven of Cups, which is synchronicities and having lots of choices and heaven in your eyes. The major arcana for the twin flame read were Ascension, which is the world, Luna, which is the moon, Reason, which is the Emperor, and the Shadow, which is the devil. Before the read, Karma, or Judgment, came up, as well as Starseed, or the Fool. And after the read was the Star. We had 1 cup, 2 wands, 4 swords, and no pentacles in the main cards of the read. And then we had, I'll turn the light on too so you can see this better. We had the Page of Swords in the read and the Queen of Swords in the read, as well as the 9 of Cups, which can be a person. And then after the read, the King of Cups came up. We had triple 10s in this read, a reminder to keep your vibration really high. Like I said, you're being tested on your impatience, at least. We have 77 and 88. 77 is the sovereign. 88 is the dance between the masculine and feminine, both balancing between their masculine and feminine. 77 is the 9 of Pentacles. We also had 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, the last part of the cycle. Remember to begin again. Always coming back to center. And the 3 of the Empress and abundance and Gaia and social joy coming together. All of those energies coming up with the 3. And then 37 of the King of Cups. We have 8, 10, which is 0 behind the 81, the end of karma around the world. The 78 of the completion of the deck, which is the 10 of Pentacles, the dream family. And then in a lesser sense, we also have 35 of the wounded warrior, the 9 of Wands, and 67, which is the Knight of Pentacles. The code line was all about health, but the H was detached from health, and the code line number was 12, coming from 9 and 3. 9 is the Hermit, 3 is the Empress, which is also Virgo and Taurus, coming out with the 12, which for me is usually Capricorn, but it's also Pisces. And it's the Hangman. So the messages coming up here were around the egg and the mother and the we of the mother. And mother and child has definitely been coming up a lot this week. Getting their wish of a gift within reason related to covering or giving without J or without the good half, with the key being the H in health, which for me is the 3D energy of the 8. So the 8 is the upright do-si-do, and the H is the 44 on top of each other, or I call it the lap dance in 3D. So you're on the lap dance at the gate of the 3D, and you're at the 8 in the upright dance of the 5D. So also the voice, sound, and I in self-satisfaction, present, or your own gifts. So present with or dealing with your gifts, or a gift for the Emperor's good half, or gifts of the Emperor's good half, regarding the H in health. So again, there may be health issues that are grounding you in the 3D that you need to take care of. Fire and water, wishes and gifts. The reason the good half is key to health with an H. The 3D lap dance. Happy with self, here in the moment, related to giving without J, or 3D health as opposed to 5D health of the 8 dance as opposed to the H dance. So then I started this read at 9:18, so I told you my birthday keeps coming up. So it's, again, representing the alignment with yourself. Ascension coming up here, and beneath it was Karma, Starseed, 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, and 10 of Wands. And then the Ascension card on top, which is the World. A big decision, announcement, or wake-up call, and a fresh new start. A big download to the crown, out of alignment or working too much, to share or settle out, or carrying the weight of the world at 9:24, the Hermit and the Queen of Wands, or just too much weight, and the cycle complete, coming full circle, dumping emotional attachments or EAs, or no longer confused about how to wake up people with the messenger of truth rushing in. Injustice of a split, a divide, or a need for the whole truth, and the Knight of Cups upright offering love to end conflict with the seal divine feminine or Pisces, and or the whole neighborhood or world. Under the radar, feeling badly or guilty, sad or shamed, sovereign and constant gardener receiving an offer, or the Knight of Pentacles and sovereign reaping rewards of stockpiling or compost, grounding and integrating surrender, discovering the countryside to sit under a tree, or just surrender and let go of all wounds. They may have 3 cups, but not my gold pentacle, an offer they can't refuse, or to catch them when they're sitting under a tree for grounding, so they'll be more open to receiving when you come and present to them, perhaps coming unexpected so you catch them off guard, in order for them to surrender at 9:34, which is the Hermit, and the energetic exchange or arrows of love. Moving, visiting, unstable, starting over, to end the suffering in silence, or perhaps dealing with a sister, in a bold move to come forward. The quilt is done, the die is cast, the tree is cut down. Perhaps Johnny Appleseed was there, under pressure, where the heat is on, to purge and start over, and answer a question with a question, and ascend. So codependency comes up, and beneath it, separation for the twins at 9:37, which is the Hermit, and the 37 of the King of Cups, which is also unconditional love. So we're dealing with the 4th to the 5th here, and today the 6th energy. And so yesterday we had let's see here. So the 5th was the 18, and today is the 19 of the sun. So we have the sun and the moon from yesterday to today. And then we have the 5 and the 6, which is the Hierophant and the Lovers, the commitment and the Lovers, which is affection for me. The underlying energy of, like I said, at 9:37, codependency came up, and beneath that, separation. So a Gemini may have passed, or X is done, so there can be endings, whether it's a death or an end of a relationship, or Scorpio in need of affection, or with Gemini in their chart. The Knight of Cups upright and the Queen of Cups are both upright, happy to see each other. The Magician may be hangry, maybe he hasn't eaten yet, in sudden jealous rage, with the King of Cups reversed, or Scorpio, hangry, went too long without eating. Could be 2 Scorpios or Gemini here, with a Cancer upright and Virgo upright, and or Scorpio and Gemini both upright and reversed, or Scorpio with Gemini in his chart, or Gemini with Scorpio in their chart, and the King of Cups reversed is with the Knight and Queen of Cups who are both upright. We have Scorpio upright, Cancer upright, and or Virgo upright here with the Knight and Queen, or Virgo and Gemini and Scorpio both tired or cranky and in need of time apart in separate rooms to chill out. Rage being released, someone dragged across the floor, or someone caught with another and in the doghouse, or dog hiding under the table. Scorpio could be acting out or thinking about how he could have controlled himself better, or getting ready to have a conversation and take it head on. At 10:29, which is my son's birthday, that's funny, and 10 is a turn for the better, and 29 is the 3 of Wands, being present in the moment. And that was on the 5th. So surrender, 91, which is the reflection of the sun, the central sun. And again, Lionsgate is all about the alignment with Sirius. So pride comes up, and then the 19 again, so we had 19 and 91, the reflection of each other of pride and surrender. And pride coming up as the 3D sun, and then the lack of pride and the surrender of the 91 sun, the central sun. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed, saving, holding back, playing hardball perhaps, with the Knight of Wands upright, active and busy post-war, present to the ship that sailed, or seeing someone off, or family returning or going home. After a loss or dysfunction of the family, business, or community, or planning a large purchase and inspired to work hard, very passionate about it. Someone's definitely psyched here. 2 Buck may be watching. He who's on fire or sizzling hot, or one who's on fire or sizzling hot, with Sagittarius and Capricorn both upright here. The Devil on fire or Capricorn hot, ascending to complete a cycle or go out into the world or move, to or with Scorpio reversed, or with connections of love, or Pisces and Cancer on the move, and Scorpio still pending an outcome in surrender, playing ball, saving for a new life perhaps. The underlying energy here is the 2 of Pentacles and the King of Swords with a major connection. And then going forward after this read, the energy of issues at work with divorce, breaking away from a religion, establishment, or contract of the devil. Maybe somebody had sold their soul to the devil, literally, and they haven't been able to get out of that contract. And now maybe they're able to. So dealing with that, and happy Knight of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community now sharing with them, or issues at work between Taurus reversed and Capricorn upright. Capricorn may be satisfied with themselves and inspired to get moving with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community support, which also can be the world, sharing or settling out, or dealing with a settlement at 202, which can be judgment and a high priestess or 2 high priestesses. So the recent past here is the 10 of Swords reversed, where the worst is over and bliss is setting in, with the Empress reversed and High Priestess reversed, and these can be the 2 old biddies, or they can just be, it can be an Empress in lack who needs to use her intuition, or with a secret passion, who may be depressed or arrogant, so whether it's 1 or 2 people, that could be Taurus and or Pisces reversed here, depressed or arrogant now that the worst is over for the Queen of Pentacles who's upright, but without affection from the Emperor reversed, or a breakup, sad, or feeling guilty about their hands being tied, or being in prison, or being a hostage, or tied to drama, sudden events, epiphanies, or sex. Burdened by knowing and keeping to themselves about a falling out or negative past or childhood, and making an announcement or wake-up call, calling out the Empress upright, the Empress and the High Priestess both reversed, who are in need of hope. So the Empress and the Emperor both reversed here on either end, with the High Priestess reversed and the Queen of Pentacles upright between them. And again, the Vesica Pisces and the Christ fish were coming up, which is the petal of the flower. And then the petals represent energy lines. So the two lines that you draw a petal with are actually energy lines coming together. So I just want to remind you of some of those different meanings. That was coming up when I was reviewing some of my technical drawings. At 253 is the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords. The foundation here is the Seven of Swords reversed, coming clean or cleaning up their act or space. The Devil waving and meeting up about saving, grounding, and stability, and on break, resting or meditating and happy with self and receiving big love or giving self-love. The central energy here is the Nine of Cups upright, getting your wish. The Queen of Pentacles happy with themselves. The Challenge being present to the flame. A gift or gifts. And the Chariot upright in need of hope, moving, visiting, or ascending, but yet there could be some depression or arrogance or loss of hope here. With the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, and community, emotionally unhappy or ending an emotional cycle of unhappiness and reaping rewards. Impatient fallen angel or Sag reversed and Leo reversed, with ego out of control or going through ego death, finding peace or traveling to get away from issues at work. The King of Pentacles is upright in falling out with fallen angel Sagittarius, or perhaps impatient Queen of Cups upright and King of Swords upright. So the Sag or Leo energy here could be coming up as being impatient with the Queen of Cups and King of Swords, who are both upright, offering love to Leo reversed, or out of control kids, pets, Leo, or ego, or someone who's weak. The Page of Swords upright, Page of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups upright all in a row. Or the Page of Wands reversed is between the Page of Swords and Page of Cups, and Aries is taking a walk with them or coming over with a puppy or loyal friend. So again, there's an energy of a lot of kids coming together, or this can be a lot of messages too. The now moment or crowning here is the energetic exchange between the twins, the arrows of love. A lot of communication or travel back and forth, which I've definitely been experiencing with my kids this week. At night, manifesting a reunion of lovers and third parties starting over and on fire. The King of Pentacles upright and the King of Wands upright right next to each other, discussing in a lot of back and forth communication or travel. The King of Pentacles and Page of Cups unable to express their feelings without getting emotional and obsessing and defenseless to burdens of keeping quiet and present while closing the distance gap, with the Queen of Swords who's upright, uncomfortable in another's energy but receiving love from one who's purging the devil, and feeling castrated by trying to mark their territory or find the right location. The Queen of Swords reversed, or a Queen of Swords with Libra in their chart, breaking patterns when things are not going right, or disappointment, with the Page of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps awakening to, or with the Queen of Cups, or a child's shadow can be triggering for the mother, or in separation from a child who's still growing up, and so therefore the mother still worries about them. So soon here's the Page of Swords message, or child of light, no longer reaping with conditions of stepping up to the plate and not backing down. Sovereignty of the King of Swords sharing and cleaning up their act in a break from the King of Pentacles, but with support from a sovereign female as well. 327 is the Empress and the Ace of Wands, as the twin flames are seeing themselves as the Queen of Swords upright, frustrated in exile or destitution, whether that's financial, emotional, spiritual destitution, or with clients or kids who are in a falling out with a negative past or a negative childhood, or just difficult children, right, or past life experiences. And the Page of Pentacles, a good student who's researching all their options, or an opportunity or invitation to babysit or care for out-of-control kids, pets, or Leo reversed, or ego in need of sunshine and choosing a new path of surrender, or while the wounded warrior is surrendering in a divorce or break, or Taurus reversed. The Queen of Swords is not excited to revisit the past, as lovers are out in the cold with an opportunity to get burned if they choose the wrong path, and along with children, or allowing their children to decide for themselves. Honeymoon comes up, and keep an open mind, and true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. At 3:33, around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Luna or Moon upright, with the Queen of Swords in energetic exchange with the Dark Knight or Scorpio in transition, or giving them energetic support, as the King of Pentacles offers help or services or support under the radar. Or Cancer, Queen of Swords, supporting one and backing another in going forward on their own. The block here being the Reason or the Emperor reversed, out of control, coming clean with the Page of Wands reversed, who's cleaning up their act or space, or worried that the man-child here will do something foolish, acting like they have more power than they actually do, or a father or grandchild, or a father or grandfather and child may be very much like each other when they're out of control. Health comes up here, but even more so, new beginnings and healing, coming together or physical reunion, with the Page of Pentacles upright, feeling forced or manipulated to drink more than they wanted, whether it's alcohol, or being forced to drink the water. The Shadow Web and the Devil feeling castrated by the Page of Swords upright, the Page of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups upright, where I'm losing my voice, so someone's not speaking their truth here. Being free to follow their lead, going back as the Knight of Wands is rushing back here, reaping reward. So here's these three younger energies, and then the Knight of Wands is upright, running back to the past, free from these younger energies. So it's like the Fool came in to see these young energies, the Page of Swords upright, the Page of Wands reversed, and the Page of Cups upright. They run in free to see them with a loyal friend, and then you see the Fool running right past them, catching up with the Knight of Wands, which can be the Knight of Wands, rushing back to the past. You know, and the Knight of Wands is known as being a rescue effort, right? Or feeling safe, or this is you feeling safe if it doesn't work out, because they can always go back to reaping rewards. And that could be a codependency, right? When you have a safety net. The Capricorn upright and Aries upright and Sag upright here, coming back downstairs, circling back around if overworked or doesn't work out, feeling sad, guilty, or depressed with unhappy family or emotional cycle overdue to be over. With the King of Cups reversed, emotionally unavailable or detached or over-emotional or alcoholic, with the Hermit shedding light on that. Giving wise counsel, perhaps Scorpio or Capricorn or Knight of Cups upright, not wanting to repeat their father's mistakes. As the Queen of Cups upright, the Knight of Cups upright, and the Page of Cups are all upright, but the King of Cups here is reversed. There could be a mother who's divorced, and the father may have alcoholic issues. Pentacles and Swords come up here, as all of the Pentacles and Swords are upright. So those two families are good, right? So dealing with finances and dealing with Pentacles of finances and practical day-to-day stuff, and the Swords of thoughts and words and blind men and orphans. Those two energies are all upright, really good. But the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands are upright, but the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands are reversed, which can be the feminine fire is reversed. And then we have Aries upright and Aquarius upright not working out, sharing or settling out with hard work to end the cycle, coming full circle, and for Pisces or Divine Feminine to get a grip, coming clean or cleaning up, not passing downloads. The Queen of Swords upright could be a Cancer or Pisces coming clean or cleaning up with the Queen of Swords Cancer, now that the worst is over and getting their wish, challenged by a present, gift, or their own gifts. And the Page of Swords upright without stable father or support, or out of control man, Emperor reversed or Aries reversed, in energetic exchange with the Devil or Shadow Web, or Capricorn descending or coming back downstairs, grieving loss, regret, or depressed, losing hope, with the Ten of Cups reversed family cycle that's so over, with the King of Cups reversed, unhappy or depressed or alcoholic, and someone watching out or keeping an eye on them. With the World and the worst over, with the Devil and codependencies, or Pisces and Capricorn, and coming clean or cleaning up and getting their wish, challenged by the present and energetic exchange with the Queen of Swords and Page of Swords at night, or with subconscious energies bubbling up Regarding the Emperor reversed, addictions are out of control, no longer confused at 358, the Empress and the Four of Swords, the 5D connect. Grieving loss and regret and depressed without family, the King of Cups reversed. Okay, so that's the read. I'm going to pull a few oracle cards here and see what comes up. Okay, so from the Animal Spirit deck, let's take another deep breath. So again, we have Mars, which is very masculine aggression. We have Aquarius, which is very detached and can be unemotional. It's the, you know, Uranus energy, which is those sudden events. And then yet the 4 of the Emperor, which is reversed in the read. So out of control energies, whether they're sick or abusing their power or just having a bad day or stepping down from power. And again, oh no, Mr. Bill coming up. So I don't know if something came up with Clinton today, because I don't watch the news, but let me know in the comments if that's true. All right, let's see what the animal spirits have to say for us now. Take a deep breath. For the twin flames, what is our takeaway today? Okay, there we go. These guys just want to fall out. Here's the lion, so Lionsgate, and there's the unicorn facing off. How cool is that? Right? The king of the 3D and the queen of the 5D. Very cool. A face-off here of the best kind. Very cool. So again, this is also you and your ego. You know, you're facing your shadow here, your ego. Lion is the ego. These, how many want to come out here? Okay, these 3 want to come out together. So the octopus, and I just watched my octopus teacher again with my daughter. And it's so beautiful. The octopus is such an amazing little creature, so cute. And in the movie, when the octopus just wants to go right to his heartbeat, you know, and cling to his chest and hug him, it's just so sweet. So again, the octopus, you may have a different perspective now on the octopus after seeing my octopus teacher, right? Because you may not have had fondness for the octopus, and now you do. And they have their rainbow thinking cap on there, so smart. But yet they have a brain and a separate ability to use their tentacles completely separate from their brain. But there's a lot of sadness here, right? They live a pretty short life and they die giving birth. So there's energy of that coming up. And there's the oyster who's hiding out from the world, right? They're still cooking their pearl in there, clammed up. And also the octopus in this deck is about someone who needs to put up more boundaries because they let people walk all over them or use them for their multiple arms, right? Their multitasking abilities. And then here's someone who's clammed up, right? Not talking, hiding away. And then we have the lamb with a target on their head, which was definitely coming up as the devil feeling castrated, you know, maybe they have a target on their head. Being the lamb, right? Being very innocent and vulnerable. So we also have these 2 coming up of the shark facing off with the cheetah. Very interesting. All right, so we have the lion versus the unicorn, then the shark versus the cheetah, right? Because the cheetah and the shark kind of just pounce from beyond. So it's like facing your, look at this. It's the same coloring as the first 2 too. Look, see how the shark is the shadow of the cheetah? Okay, or rather the other way, you know. It just depends on how you look at it. Because this one has the whole rainbow here. Obviously, that's the light, and this is the shadow, is very obvious, right? Because that's the lower chakra system of the lion. The lion's king of the 3D. But here we have the cheetah with the lower chakra system, but the shark with no color over there. There's no rainbow over there, only red blood in his teeth, right? So this is a lower vibrational couple. And then we have these 2. That's a very odd couple, right? The most innocent and perhaps the most wise, because this is also considered your higher self. And then we have the most innocent little child, the 2-year-old in a diaper, you know, the little otter, so cute. Very well balanced. And them too, right? Because they're balancing between the lower chakra and then coming into the green and blues of the heart and the throat, right? So the red's fading away over there, but it's balanced. Again, balanced. There may be more colors balanced in the dragon, but they're both coming into the center. So very interesting the way that's coming up. the bottom of the deck is the Paramahamsa, the two swans reflecting themselves in that very loving, faithful partnership. And again, perfectly balanced with the yellows, greens to blues in the center, always reflecting each other with perfect faith that when they come to that rock in the middle of the lake, they can go on either sides of the rock, but they have faith that they will always return back to each other on the other side. Okay, so this is the shadow web. Okay, so we're facing our shadow. There's the spider. Okay, perfectly happy to be within their rainbow web, the grid. Kind of watching over the swans. So it's like they're bringing up the lion's den, right? Because the same energy as the lion's den, the spider in their web, but just in a different energy of the lion's den, right? Because this is an etheric web. So this is coming up as the serious lion's den. And then here's the Paramahamsa coming together in union with all of those energies of couples. Okay, so we're coming up in twos, but these three came up in threes to show the vulnerable. You need to set boundaries, and this could also be someone who's got a lot of depression of people around them or their own depression, and like wearing this rainbow cap to help them protect themselves from this depression around them. Because remember I told you when the rainbow vibration came into the earth, to the collective, it displaced all the dark energies that then pushed out around the earth, which may affect other creatures. So again, clammed up, trying to protect themselves from the dark energies that may have come out in the fallout. But you see all the little speckles of rainbow around here? So there's actually rainbow particles around the oyster. But they're like letting the dark dissipate. It's like after an eruption of a volcano, waiting for the dust to settle. So they're like keeping to themselves until all the dust settles. And then the rainbow comes out here. And then there may be clearly a mark on their head. But then at least the dust is cleared so that they can protect themselves etherically with their innocence. So again, it's like kind of hiding out to wait for the dust to settle, or wait for someone with a mark on their head to have that, go away as well. And just letting the dust settle. And seeing all the odd couples coming out, but also facing your own shadow, which can maybe something different than you thought it was. Okay, but these were the first two out. Lionsgate and the unicorn. Okay, the 3D and the 5D gate holders of the masculine and the feminine. And then let's see what comes up with the journey of love. From the journey of love, what is our message for the twin flames? Okay, we have the towering magnificence, the 30 of the union, coming together in union with towering magnificence. And I'm just getting the blue and the whites merging together, which the whites are really more creamy, of whites and golds. And there you go, we got the lovers here. So of the separation, or the healing from that, and the forgiveness to come into union in towering magnificence. Okay, so these two came up together. And then these two are coming out together. The shifting universes, which is all about the signs and symbols of the 7 and the chariot of ascension. There's very much music energy coming up here in the Shoka ray. And then we have the cosmic butterfly, very different energy here of the mother, the transformational butterfly in the breast of the mother, the 36 of the weight of the world upon their shoulders, of the 10 of wands, carrying the weight, as carrying a baby. And it's the same thing with the universe, carrying their babies. It's, it's just a perspective and size of what you're talking about. So here's the mother carrying the infant, carrying the weight of the world, but also Gaia is carrying us as her children, the weight of the world. And then the galactic universe is carrying Gaia as a child. All right, so it's all in the perspective and the way you see things. And they can be very different on the 3D level, 4D level, 5D level, 6D level, and up. And the bottom of the deck here, Well, the next two cards I have to show you too, because we have acceptance, and it's like that enchanted forest of the 55 and the truth. And there's a proposal here with a witness, and then the communal dance of coming together, of the egg in the center here, right? The cosmic egg. It's like, you know, here's the proposal and then the celebration of the community, which is the 5 of the Hierophant, change, expansion, and freedom. And this is 5-2, 5-5-5. Okay, so 55 is the Excalibur, the truth, the whole truth, and then the freedom and expansion of the community. The bottom of the deck here is the temple, coming into the temple here. The 59 is also the 11th hour. The 59 of the 5 of Swords is the war within. And notice how much this is like the first card that came out. Okay, the bottom of the deck and the first card out. Okay, the temple and towering magnificence, the 59 of the 11th hour and the moment before, and the 0 point, and then the union of it. Okay, so the temple has the Statue of Liberty type of energy in it, where they come together in a ceremony. And then this is the after party of all, I mean, you see everyone's lined up from miles around, you know, when if you build it, they will come as this energy, so building the unions. And here's the Statue of Liberty of the angels at the bottom with the Pleiadians coming in. That was the vision I'd seen a couple years ago of the Pleiadians meeting us at the Statue of Liberty as we come together in union, I guess, at the base of the Statue of Liberty. And then the towering magnificence here. I got to look at these closer for a second. The underlying energy is, you know, it's the ceremony at the Statue of Liberty. And many years ago, I went to the Statue of Liberty with my daughter because I was being called to go there. Because the message I'd gotten was that the angels would be at the base of the statue as the Pleiadian ship comes in to give them a message. I definitely feel the first card out. You know, this is the moment before, the anticipation of it all, of coming together. And then here's kind of like the after, the decrescendo, right? It's, you know, the after part, you know, when it's all done, it's like, oh, though that went quickly. That was really, you know, it doesn't last very long, does it? It's kind of like that letdown that it wasn't that big a deal to come together. So, you know, you're coming back together with your twin may not feel like this crazy thing. It just could be very comfortable again. And it wasn't what you thought. But again, there's this very magnificent spiritual union energy coming together here. Of the Lovers. So those were the first cards coming out. All right, so again, there's definitely union here of the Lovers. And we're going to read that number 30. And again, the underlying energy of this deck too was union energy. Okay, so they're both of union energy. And number 30, which is the 4 of Wands, the union energy. Okay, towering magnificence. You're entering the presence of the truly great and sublime divinity. It is without form, yet exists within all forms. It is humbling and yet asks nothing of you. It just is, and when we encounter it, we are moved beyond words, beyond mind, and into realms of the heart that we may never have experienced before. It takes a brave soul to meet the towering majesty of divine presence. It can be a terrifying experience as limitations, preconceived notions, and identities crumble in the wake of its light. You're being brought to this place out of love because you are ready. Your soul has been craving connection to something so much larger than itself, to find something worthy to which it can devote itself entirely. This greatness is becoming available to you now, to be witnessed to the extent that it is helpful, so that you may find the greater purpose of service which your heart craves. You are ready. This oracle brings you comfort that your inner path, your opening up to direct experience of the divine presence, is happening now according to divine timing and grace. This is also confirming that you're connecting with your spiritual guidance more consciously now, and that any sense of self that appears to be falling away from you now, confirmation, is because your divinity has outgrown it and has new awareness that is taking its place. Mighty sentinels connecting heaven and earth, wisdom of the ancients waiting for those who listen. in the quiet. It was just 1:04:40. So make sure you drink. It's 4:44. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy in nature, and rise and be loved, guys. Take a deep breath. Love you guys. Bye.